Well, that was, I think that's the best game I've ever been a part of. And regardless of who won that game, just unbelievable back and forth. I mean, Penn State is a damn good football team. They figured out some stuff there against us at the end. I mean, every series mattered. I think we scored 2 touchdowns in the second half. They scored 3. Just unbelievable back and forth. I guess we had 4 touchdowns second half. You start counting overtime, right? Overtime was a different animal, but these guys, they fought. And we just talked all week. It's about getting a cut, right? And it's death by 1,000 cuts. We just had to get another cut, and eventually that cut was going to be a jugular, and that last interception was a jugular. It was as proud as I've been of our team playing well on both sides of the ball. The score maybe didn't indicate that in the first half with our offense, but defense played really well in the first. Second half, offense really picked it up. Defense had some good back and forth, and just an unbelievable effort by our players, unbelievable effort by our coaches. I thought our coaches had a great game plan going into this game against a really tough team. I thought our players handled the crowd. The crowd didn't make a single play, right? Our players made plays today, and that showed up in this game.
Just make sure to speak up so we can hear you, James.
Dan, heard on postgame radio, you said you ran something defensively on the interception there at the end that you hadn't done all game. Can you walk us through?
We're just really struggling with the speed motion sweep series, and we felt like they were going to run what we call score route off of that. So we wanted to have a good answer for the speed sweep and a good answer for the score route if we got it. They ended up throwing the score route, and we intercepted it. So, like I said, unbelievable job by our defensive coaches game planning that. They came out in 12 personnel, and we went nickel, which we hadn't really done all game. And our guys executed really, really well.
Front center, Zach.
What can you say about Dante and the approach that you kept throughout the game to the overtime to get the win?
I think we got the best quarterback in college football. Right? I mean, anybody who watches that game, I don't know. Maybe I don't see everybody else, but that guy's composure, his poise. I mean, even the big play at the end there on the first overtime. We're about to throw a screen into the boundary. He has the wherewithal to not throw it in the boundary, turn around and get it thrown back to the field, and get a 4th and 1. I don't know. You guys will have to tell me. I thought that was going to be targeting. Looked like it from the field, but we ended up, converting to 4th and 1. That's just like one example in that game of the poise that he had, the command he had of our offense. Remember, I came up and talked to him about hey, if we go to 4th down here, here's what I'm thinking. He's like, Coach, let's just get the 3rd down. And he did it, so it just tells you a little bit about that guy we got playing for us.
Right here, second row out.
Yeah, Dan, just massive plays for your freshman, playing in front of 100,000 people probably for the first time for most of them. What would you make of their composure in particular, being 18, 19-year-olds?
Yeah, I think that's 2 years in a row we played in front of the biggest crowd in Oregon history, and that speaks volumes about how these guys can handle the stage. We said the whiteout was really going to be a white canvas for us today, and we get an opportunity to paint our masterpiece, and those guys did it. Did an unbelievable job of just going out there and executing every play and playing the next play. I thought we had really good composure throughout the game. There was a couple times we hurt ourselves. Penalty, obviously there, late, from Harkey, something we got to be able to control. Didn't see it on the field, but obviously it happened. But overall, our players played, their asses off whistle to whistle, and that showed up.
Second row here. Middle.
You talked so much about your ability to go for it down. How do you build the confidence, not only through this week, through this season, but just through your tenure at Oregon to understand that when you go out here, you can be so successful on going down?
We were really clear before the game, regardless of the result, like all of our goals are in front of us, regardless of what happens. We're coming here to win the game. We're coming here to be aggressive. I thought our offensive staff did an unbelievable job game plan. We had a false start on the first 4th down. Otherwise, we would have converted that one. We had a great play call. But we went through the Rolodex today, and what did we convert? I mean, we had 5 of 7, 4th downs, so every one of those 4th downs mattered. And, 2 of those we didn't get. But we were going to be aggressive in this game. They were 3 for 3 on 4th down. So those extra 2 for us mattered in a big way in this game. And our coaches, I thought, did a great, we didn't just go to our normal bag, right? We stepped outside of the box and went to some stuff we hadn't ran this season, and it ended up being winners for us.
Third row middle, Tyson.
During that 2 minutes or so when they're reviewing Noah's fumble, not fumble, what's going through your mind? What are you doing on the sidelines? And just talk about the way that the team was able to counter that and come right back out.
Yeah, hey, regardless of what happens, we're on defense, fellas. Here's what we're thinking. Here's our next play. We were focused on the next play the entire time. those guys handled that moment well. They were so locked in and focused. It's hard to be focused for a 60-minute or an overtime game, right? They were focused for more than 60 minutes today, and we needed every one of them. We needed every play, every amount of focus from our team, and that was a challenging game.
Second row left here, Bill.
Dan, you guys went 17-3. After seeing this, I think they get the front slash, and like you said, that's the long game. Did you envision?
No, I wasn't saying that. I was saying that's another cut. This game was about 1,000 cuts. We're getting another cut. That's another cut. That's another cut. We're gonna stack as many cuts as we can possibly get, right? And the game ain't over until it's over, right? But that was about us stacking cuts. Our players knew we were gonna get as many cuts in as we can. Death by 1,000 cuts. That was the mindset.
Right here on the left, Bree. Bree.
Your name's not Bree. I'm just really proud for our players that they got to experience that. They worked really hard. There's a ton of emotion in a game like that. Like, you put your all. You work incredible hours. Our players work so hard. So for them to be able to celebrate a moment like that, it would have been devastating to be on the other end of that. And I feel for that team in the other locker room because they busted their ass too. You talk about a good football team that we're probably going to see again. Right? We'll probably see that team again. But our guys worked so hard. For them to be able to walk out of this with a W is really big.
Next to Bree.
Dan, going in, did you plan on Dante kind of busting in the run game a little bit more? Did it surprise you and kind of taking what was there?
No, we felt like, this is a game we needed to win, and we were gonna run our quarterback at times, and he took some hits, man, and that guy is tough, man, tough as nails. But we felt like, hey, at times we're gonna have to play 11 on 11, or you can't play 10 on 11. They're a really good defense. So in those critical moments, where do you want the ball? Who do you want to have it in their hands? And he did an unbelievable job.
James.
Man, but truly big picture. Going back to last year in the title game with these guys, we do an off-season long conversation about on defense and an indictment about you guys win the league, but it becomes about all your flaws. And this whole off-season about all the things that they acquired. They got the best deep recruiting. They got the receivers. They got all the answers. When you go out and hold their running game in check, hold their quarterback in check, put up 30 points on the DC. What kind of statement is this about this program when you stuck with your guys and all the young guys and guys in-house to have your answers?
Yeah, just that we believe in each other, and we had work to do, right? We found some flaws in our game. And there's going to be some flaws tonight that we find. And guess what we'll do? We'll go correct them, right? We got outstanding coaches, players that want to be great, and that's what we got to do. We got to go attack our flaws, figure out what we can improve. This program's about growth. Right, and it doesn't matter if you're a freshman or a senior. It doesn't matter if you're an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, or a graduate assistant, or a quality control coach. You got to grow. A head coach got to grow. I got to get better, right? And I learned from this game tonight. We learned from that game in the Rose Bowl. This is going to be an opportunity for us to keep learning, keep getting better.
Right here in the middle, Zach.
Going into the game, the run game, their run defense, they put up some yards right in the game, but for the most part, you guys held them in check. What was it about that you guys found so much success with?
I just thought we had a really good plan. The one run, the runs that they had success with became perimeter runs. That's going to be something that we've got to attack and have a great answer for. They're really tough when it comes to formations. I think you see tonight that we were lined up with our hand in the dirt a lot more. That was a mindset coming from the Big Ten championship game. There was too many plays where the ball snapped and we're not in a stance. But we were in a stance tonight, and that paid off.
Right here on the right.
Dan, what did you see from Penn State when they scored those touchdowns back-to-back? What were they really different?
Yeah, they had some great power read, power sweep plays that we didn't have great answers for. They were hiding their X off the ball at times. They were creating, tackle over formations. So something we got to prepare for, figure out how we can get an extra hat over there.
Bill.
It's what we did on the last play. We got an extra hat, right? Had pressure on the quarterback, and then if they ran that play, I feel like we would have been in good position to stop it as well.
If Dante can come into this environment and deliver in the way that he did, just how do you view this experience in the bigger picture of evolution and education of him?
This is a huge growth moment for our entire team, right? Because that crowd's probably worth 7 points, right? And they really weren't tonight. Like, I didn't feel that. The only time we beat ourselves is when we beat ourselves, right? The only time that we really struggled is when we beat ourselves, and it was going to be a battle. We had to figure out what worked, but they handled this environment, and it ended up being not a factor for our team, even though it was that's why you play college football. That environment was unbelievable.
Last question right here in the middle.
It's been unbelievable. There's two young running backs from the start of the season. Coach Dan was calling them the future
happy birthday, De'Ara, right? Awesome job, Jordan. Like that running back room is selfless. They love each other. Coach Samples has done an unbelievable job with that group. I'm just glad they all got to be a part of that, and they did a really good job tonight.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Win.